Talk about just where we've come already with this edition of the Expo and what it represents for the automobile industry and in fact for all of us. Our two special gentlemen. We've got both the President and the Director General of SIAM, the Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers, Vinod Dasari, and also with him Mr. Vikram Mathur. So of course the fact that it's a successful event is kind of obvious to us, but let's wait till it ends before we collate all that data, get all the stats on it. But the buzz is there, the excitement is there. Between the last one, and we all, as you know, as a community, the media loved the last one too, with comparison to the previous one. But what was a priority for you in terms of what needs to change, what should change?
I think there were several things that we learned from the last Auto Expo, and since that was the first time we actually moved from Pragati Maidan to India Expo Center here, it was a first for us. It came off as a truly world-class Auto Expo. There were quite a few constructive suggestions. For example, rather than have anybody go to any gate, there is numbered gates now so that people can go. This huge complex that you see, these were temporary structures last time. So we worked with India Expo Center to make these into permanent structures, and these are huge, I think 4 lakh square feet of pillarless buildings. So it's truly world class. I think people used to always say that every time we do an auto expo, we used to benchmark other auto expos around the world. But there is nowhere in the world that you will get 100,000 visitors a day, and you still have to be able to manage this.
When it comes to this crowd management and the security that has to go with it, is that like a Herculean task for your team?
Well, it was definitely one of the big priorities, because the last time we really understood that this distance of 40 kilometers is not going to keep people away. And that was one big doubt put to rest, and we were quite happy about that. And we knew that this time there will be more number of people, if not the same at least.
But how many more were you expecting?
Well, according to the ticket sales that we had seen before the show began, we were expecting at least 20% more.
Wow.
So I think this time the priority was to improve the visitor experience, to improve the exhibitor experience, and to improve the overall feel-good factor when somebody comes here.
The auto industry has been more in, not just in the news, but under the spotlight, not just for the products as it usually is. So, and of course there have been certain controversial things as well, but in a way it's a good thing, because it is making the industry as well as the overall environment, that's not a pun, sort of move ahead, progress, better technologies and better systems, better products of course come out of that. Has that been again a sort of a backdrop to this expo this time? The fact that everybody's talking about emissions, they're talking about safety, we're talking about the road safety bill coming through. Mr. Gadkari was here yesterday also espousing the same thing. So is that doubly good for the expo, that there is so much attention on the industry?
See, auto industry, Siddharth, is not something you dream up today and you'll get a solution tomorrow. You have to give a clear roadmap. What is sad is the auto industry meets the roadmap, then suddenly somebody else comes and says this is banned. Wait a minute, we haven't done anything wrong. It has to be, it's a long gestation. Technology cannot be created. And for all those people who think that simply you can take the technology in Europe and put it here, that doesn't work. Our traffic conditions are different, our driving cycle is different, our fuel is different. So if you just take what is there and put it here, you could almost cause a fire. So I think the auto industry is saying only one thing: please give us a roadmap and have the fuel available. We will do whatever it requires, as fast as it requires, faster than any other country in the world. That's the automobile industry in India.